Welcome to Season 2, Episode 6 of Finding a CS Job. More of the same, just doing a weekly recap of everything. I actually have been getting up earlier. I don't think I got up past 12 one day this week, so I'm getting a lot better. Uh, Aside from the sleep, I am just going to be updating you guys. Ew, autofocus is on my webcam. Let me change that. But yeah, I'm going to be updating you guys on uh, the week as I finish each aspect of the day. So I just finished working on my projects, so I will be going over that right now when I change the scene. There we go. So this is something that if you've been following, you weren't expecting. And I'm I've decided that I'm going to make a platform for all the little tools that I've made for Twitch streaming and make it accessible to some of my friends. I don't want it to be available to anyone because I don't have the server capacity or the money to pay for the server capacity for that. So I figure if I give it to 2 or 3 people, then that's fine. That'd be like 3 or 4 people in total, pretty much excluding me because I don't stream all that much. So yeah, right now it's just the goal bar. I've got some links here for just some random stuff, but I just wanted to have a nav bar there because I thought it looked cool. This is just not big enough. There's a lot that I need to do. I don't have any artwork. Like, it's all just going to be text on the screen because I'm not an artist or a designer. I'm trying though. Like I'm just, you know, using layouts that I've seen that work. Like, this color scheme is from YouTube. So a lot of these colors are from YouTube. This blue is from YouTube. These black and grays, they're from YouTube. The white is from literally every website in existence. So yeah, that's pretty much in terms of design. That's what I'm going for. And then uh, let's think here. Okay, so this little dashboard area of the website is for right now. It's just the goal bar, and how I want it to work is currently these work. I don't know why it does this, where this becomes white. I think it might have something to do with LastPass that I have enabled. I'm not sure, but that's an issue I'm running into. But yeah, currently everything up to here works when I submit a form. So the colors don't work yet, but I literally just added these color inputs today. That's what the black boxes are. It's going to look way different, obviously. It's not just going to be a little black box, and then it'll probably not be line by line here either. Uh, but yeah, you'll be able to change the color of the text and each layer. So this is the empty layer, this is the first layer, the second layer, and the third layer. So you'll be able to see them all at once, and then yeah, you'll be able to see the text on each because you have the dollars here. So you'll know whether or not your text that you added looks good amongst each layer, because obviously you want it to be readable. And how I want it to work is when you make a change here, I want to use JavaScript to update this example bar so you know what your bar is going to look like before you hit submit, for example. This button will just be to reset it back to 0. So let's say you have like a daily goal you're trying to hit. You just click reset and it'll just push it back to 0. So it'll keep the same settings except just set progress to 0. One button. I'm not sure if this should be there or not. Not sure. I think I'm just going to leave it here. I think it kind of makes sense. I don't know. When I get some feedback on it from people that use it, then yeah. But that's primarily what I want to do. And then, I want to add some more tools and have like a dashboard for each. Right now, this is all I got to show, but this is like a week of work. And this all started when I had just this here. It was just an unstyled page of just progress, goal target, goal name, and sub value. Sub value is going to go away, by the way. It's always going to be 5. I don't want people to get in trouble using this. But yeah, that's pretty much how this all started. And I was like, I haven't learned SAS all that well. I'm going to get into SAS. and then it just spiraled from there. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do a platform. I'm just going to make my own platform, and it'll be fun, and it'll give me something to do, and I actually want to make it. I actually think this would be cool because I have people that want to use my tools, and to offer them a platform would be pretty dope. It's pretty big. Another thing in the future, Twitch login. So to be able to log in with Twitch. So let's say you go to this page, it'll have something that says not logged in, log in with Twitch, and then if you have access, I don't want this available to everyone. I just want it available to a few people for testing, and yeah, just so I don't have to pay a ton for server fees. I don't want to pay anything for server fees. So that's pretty much it. And yeah, it'll be cool. So it'll have authorization through Twitch. I think that's kind of where I'm going with this. So you log in with Twitch, and then it'll know what your goal is and everything. It'll have all that stored in the database. It'll all be set up to one place. And then I need to figure out how to create a page for each tool. That's going to be hard. So have a page just generate when, a user hits submit for the first time. So that's going to be interesting for sure. Yeah, that'll be interesting. That's going to be some work on the back end, big time. But yeah, I actually had a lot to say. I'm really going for like an ambitious thing, and it's just kind of crazy how it all started with that down there. And yeah, so it's going to be cool. I can't wait for this to actually work, if it does. It's just going to be something fun to work on the side, and I think it'll actually be useful for me and for a lot of people. So I'm stoked about it. So yeah, that's it for projects. I didn't work on my Dupian site. I think I still should, because that's where I'll be learning React and Redux. This doesn't need React and Redux, I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to go with like just straight up JavaScript and jQuery, and that's it. I'm pretty sure that's the right choice, because this is not a single page application. It's meant to have a bunch of pages where it's hosting different browser sources for different people. So I don't know if React is necessarily the right avenue to go. I'll have to see. Maybe I'll have to ask around. But okay, that is it for my projects. I'll see you in the LeetCode section, which should be much shorter. So here is how my LeetCode session ended. I'm pretty happy. I ended up with my first 100, my first completely perfect optimal solution. And I've gotten optimal solutions in the past, but 100, where it's like, this is as good as it gets, basically. And here's the problem. It's a medium 1. It had a good like ratio, so that's why I did it. But it's funny because the category it's under is heap, but I didn't actually use a heap for it. I didn't need to use a heap for it. And I'd been going through this pick one, but I realized that in here, and I got rid of it, but like if you, for example, this is what it looked like. So it was only giving me heap problems all day, and I don't want to use heaps because I'm in JavaScript, but it's cool because I ended up solving it without a heap. But for whatever reason, this thing gets messed up. Like occasionally just stack will show up. So I'll just have nothing but stack problems. And then today it was nothing but heap problems for some reason. So it's kind of broken when I do the pick one randomly. I don't know what is causing that issue, but yeah, that's what I've been doing. So for instance, I can just show you. I stopped doing the top 100 likes, and I've just been going through and just finding easy and medium problems with good like ratios and solving those. So I am up to 31 mediums, 54 easies, so I'm getting better at it, and I don't know, it's just exposing myself to it. See, the thing with the random, though, is that I end up getting a lot of these questions up here, and not a lot of these down here, where I'm really, like, well-rounded. Although some of these are stupid, I guess. But I don't know. You really should know everything. Ideally, you would want to know how to solve a wide range of problems. So I don't know. Maybe I'll end up solving a lot of like string or array problems doing it this way. But that's why I got the book somewhere, so I can study and look up some problems specific to certain data structures and algorithms. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it for leet code. I haven't solved any problems on paper yet or on my whiteboard, but I'm thinking I don't really need to right now because of the coronavirus. Uh, for one, I mean, I'm kind of leading into the job search stuff section of the video, but for one, I don't think it's going to be very easy to find work in this current situation the world is in. For instance, finding work in the city where I need to take a train in, or in California or Texas or someplace like that where I need to fly. People aren't really traveling and they don't want to travel. And a lot of these tech companies, the big tech companies, are all working remote to avoid human contact and causing the disease to spread. So I think I will do it for fun, but currently I don't think it is as big of a priority as just coding lead code problems like this. I don't know. But yeah, that does sort of lead me into my next section, and I'm not going to do a cut, I'm just going to go right into it, and that is the job search. So, as I just said, it's been pretty much nothing again, but this time it's a little bit different. I don't feel quite as bad about it. I I don't know. It's like I feel confident and I've been applying to places that are really good tech companies and competitive tech companies. And yeah, like in some situations, any of the new grad positions that I applied to, those I haven't heard back from, so I'm thinking I got filtered out on those. So I'm thinking any of the companies that I did new grad positions for, I'm going to just apply to something that's not new grad and just see what happens there. And I did make a mistake this week where I didn't do any cover letters, and just in hindsight, it's stupid to do that, but it was just taking so long and I wasn't getting any bites on any of my applications. So I just was like, screw it. For some of these that are like mid to senior level positions that I'm applying for, I'm really applying to a mid level, but some of them say mid or senior. And yeah, for some of those that it's just like I'm just going to send the application out. I'm not going to waste my time writing a cover letter. But if you really want to work somewhere, you really should write a cover letter out because you're only harming yourself. A lot of these places, they have filters, keyword filters, and writing a cover letter is a great way to add keywords to your submission so you don't get filtered out. And uh, I don't know, it's just a good way to stand out. Like, you don't want to just be, you're basically just a number. Your applicant number 2000 or something. So that's pretty much it. It was stupid. I was like in a rebellious, crappy mood, I guess, and I didn't want to write out essays for each because it really does take a while for me to write them out. But lucky for me, I connected with my friend from college who's a very good developer, very experienced developer, and he's given me some examples of cover letters. It's funny, I did all those applications without cover letters, and then I was like, you know what, let me ask my buddy if he did that. And he was like, oh no, I wrote a cover letter for each. And so I started picking his brain as to whether they should be long or short, and then he just sent me like a bunch of examples. So I have some inspiration to go off of, and any from this point forward, I'm not making that mistake again. We came up with a plan actually. So for like a generic company, I would have a templated cover letter where I just need to customize it a little bit, and then for a big, cool, very appealing company that I actually really want to work for, I would write out a personalized letter from scratch for each. So that is basically it. They're like kind of templated. You end up saying the same things. You have like key points that you want to hit. You just say them a different way for each. So I don't know. Uh, that's sort of my plan with that. In total, the week has been pretty good. I learned a lot this week. The leak code stuff's getting better. I learned some new stuff today in regards to that. And what else? Projects. I have a literally since like a few days ago, I have a cool project that I'm actually really interested in working on, but I still need to like branch myself out when it comes to projects. So I'm like learning new technologies, building things I like with new technologies, and just, I can't only focus on this project when I have things to learn from this project. So the Dupian website, it has React and Redux, and the Stream Tools platform thing that I'm making, that will be using Node, and it's a lot of backend stuff. And that's just like vanilla JavaScript, jQuery, HTML, Sass. Sass is something I'm learning with that. So yeah, I actually have a lot to work on, and it's nice. I like it. It feels good. So yeah, good week. One more thing I want to add is that I didn't do a lot of work this week in terms of lead code and projects. I think I've done like, I did maybe like 2 days, maybe 3 out of the 5 days had lead code, and maybe 3 out of the 5 days uh, had project work on it. Most of the days had applications and job search stuff, and then there was one day that I just took off. It was yesterday. I just took that day off completely. Um, yeah, I don't know. Some days you're feeling it, other days you're not. But I've been getting up earlier, and I think that's what's been kind of causing me to not feel as good during the days. But I'm getting used to it. Today I woke up at 10:30, and I felt like I overslept. So I'm definitely getting used to waking up earlier. I've never been able to do this before, where I've like pushed my sleep like backwards by like going to bed earlier. Normally it's stay up for a ridiculously long period of time and then wake up the next day and at the time you want. But yeah. Okay, so that's it. Thanks for watching. I gotta like cut these videos together now and upload this thing. So that's episode 6. Wow. When will I get an interview though? That's what I really want to know. Maybe episode 7. Who knows? Coronavirus is just messing everything up. But hang in there, everyone, including whoever's watching. I'm going to deal with it. We all just got to deal with it. Goodbye.